And the Void Art Gallery's owner show will be running January 2nd through February 3rd. For more information, you can check out voidgallery.ca. Now we're going to move on and continue talking about New Year's resolutions. Very happy to be joined by Ron Mack, who's one of the pharmacists here at Brunskill Pharmacy. Ron, thanks so much for inviting us
welcome.
in. Of course, each and every year, one of the big resolutions that people make, they want to quit smoking, of course, one of those nasty habits that people want to get rid of. And you can offer a lot of those services. Before we get into talking about the specifics of how you do that, just talk a bit about what smoking cessation is, and do you see a lot of people this time of year coming in and saying, okay, it's time, it's 2014, I want to quit smoking?
Yeah, I think it's always a popular topic. I think smoking cessation is one of those things that people like to kind of resolve on their own too. So we certainly offer that service to the customers that we feel need it. Mm-hmm. That being said, it's not a super popular thing to do because, like I say, people get into smoking all on their own. They feel they can get out of it all on their own as well. So that's a popular misconception. Smoking cessation or smoking is one of the toughest addictions to get rid of.
Absolutely.
So there's lots of data showing that it's harder to stop smoking than it is to stop some other forms of recreational drug use. Wow. So it's a very powerful thing. There's many studies showing that that people that try to stop, they take multiple instances of trying to stop, and 3 or 4 is pretty common.
Sure.
So it is a tough thing to stop doing, and I think a lot of people feel that, hey, I can do this on my own. So we don't get a lot of requests to do this, although we have done it a few times. Yeah.
And so you do have a specific program here at Brunskill, and it's sort of part of a larger program. Can you talk about that?
For sure. We've been in smoking cessation for probably about 10 years in an informal basis. Probably about 4 or 5 years ago, the Pharmacy Association of Saskatchewan started a more formal program called Pact.
Right.
Okay, and it's basically pharmacists that were interested in smoking cessation. They got trained specifically in this technique, and so now there are pharmacists all over Saskatchewan. They're licensed and are authorized to offer smoking cessation as part of their services. And you can find them on the web or Pact website to see where these pharmacists are, because they're not in every town or every city, but they are all over the place. So it depends on if the pharmacist is interested in offering the service to them or not. Certainly it's a program that's been formalized so that people can expect a certain level of service when they get this Pact program, which is kind of nice. Yeah.
Very cool. And you yourself, you were saying before we actually started rolling, you were involved in helping design this program. You're one of the pioneers of this.
Well, I don't know about that, but
you're a pioneer. Don't sell yourself short, Ron. Come on.
Perfect. Okay. One of my pharmacy profs had a few things that he wanted to accomplish before he became a doctor and things like that. So he worked in the pharmacy, and we were interested in smoking cessation and what pharmacists could do. So yes, we did pilot something at the beginning, and this PACT program is based on a lot of those same principles that he wound up promoting to the association. So yes, I feel that we've been have a lot of experience in this area. Mm-hmm. That being said, it is a tough thing to sell people on in terms of getting appointments and making people come in and sit with you. So, but it's something that I think is worthwhile, for sure.
And the PACT program, it really sounds like it's part of that whole movement of the evolution of the position of a pharmacist. It's so much more than what people might think of stereotypically, especially in the past, of somebody who hands you pills. The role of the pharmacist has really evolved.
It has. I think in the last couple of years with prescribing by pharmacists, ECPs, and things like that. So it's definitely evolved. PACT was one of the first services I think that pharmacists tried to put to get themselves into, because not a lot of other professionals wanted to do it because it's very time intensive, and they didn't have time to sit down with somebody and talk with them about their addiction. And unfortunately, medications work, but it only work to a certain extent. Sure. And when you combine it with counseling, it's probably going to double your chances of quitting. So I think that's where it all came in.
And I think one of the great things, probably, at least, from a societal standpoint, we seem to see, at least, just from my perspective, there seems to be so much less smoking out there in general. I love the fact that now you can go into a restaurant or a bar in Saskatoon and you don't have to deal with smoke. It seems like there is just less smoking in general, and hopefully we're working more towards almost elimination
I think that's the case. Like obviously there's societal pressures, and a lot of these places now, you can no longer smoke in public, so they've taken that away. They keep increasing the price of cigarettes. I think that's another major determinant to making sure that people don't start smoking, because if you make it so expensive they can't afford it, then it's going to be a lot harder to start. And people are more inclined to quit when they know that a lot of their income is going towards this habit.
Absolutely. Well, coming up a little bit later in the show, we're going to find out specifically how the program works here at Brunskill and how you folks can get some help if you're looking to kick that nasty habit. But thanks so much for telling us a little bit of the background, Ron.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you.